are referred to by the first words of the book. So up here is Bara'ashiah, which is in the beginning. And that is the book of Genesis, Salakia. And we are going to learn every book in the Old Testament one by one.
Right, where were we? Finish. I don't know this one. That's a lot.
And the importance of having this class every Friday night, and is to tie it in to apply what we learn Saturday morning in the Sabbath service when we open up the scriptures and read from the Hebrew. And tomorrow morning in the Sabbath service, I think it's about time. I think we're going to cover Jacob and Esau.
Well, Genesis 25.
Con. And so we will get a little bit into that at the end of tonight's class. Give you a little taste of what's going on. See what insights we can find in the Hebrew that bring the scriptures even more vividly to life. And everybody at home, everybody watching this should be copying after this, brother. Should have your Torahs open. I'm going to put one on the screen so y'all can see the names of these books. If you could find a good list of just the Hebrew names of prophets. So,
I'll show you how to do one.
so
I'll just show you how to do one. If you want to follow it, I wasn't good enough.
they had their transliteration sign. Use that for people.
I mean, you're not gonna find.
I was hoping to find just the Hebrew.
Oh, just the Hebrew?
Yeah.
Let me see.
And so everybody, again, if you're not caught up with the alphabet, if you're a little shaky on your alphabet, take the alphabet sheet, practice it, just write it over and over. You'll get it. I say this every week. You'll get it more quickly than you can even imagine. Just write it over and over, say the sounds out loud. If you don't have one, let us know. We'll get you one. And it's such a beautiful thing just to learn the alphabet. It gets you on the road to learning the language. If you're able to look at these letters and recognize them and sound them out, then you can start to recognize words, sentences, and before you know it, you know a whole new language. So anybody that's out there, that hasn't reached that point yet, just bust out that pen and paper and get to it. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. So let's see what we have so far up here. We have Bara'asha, which is in the beginning. Shemowath, which is in the names. Wayakara is and he called, and we're gonna go over all of these a few times because we're gonna come back and write the ancient as well.
Like maybe we'll fit 20 of them.
That's all good. Fit what you can. What do we have up here so far? 9.
We got up to
So we got 10 on this side. Yeah, just use 10 on each side. Are you gonna be able to fit the ancient underneath these?
yes. Trying to fit as good as we can. Make smaller.
So let's take a look at what we have so far. If you open up the book of Genesis, the very first page of the Torah, the first word is Bara'ashyah. And that's this right here. Bara'ashyah is in the beginning. One thing we know by now, we know how to break down a Hebrew word. Words in the Hebrew language are built onto a root word, and you add prepositions. A letter may represent a tense, may make the word plural, may change the possessive nature of the word, but everything is built on to a root word. And the root word here, this is easy to break down, this first one. What do we know about this word right here so far? How can you pick this apart?
Ba in the beginning.
Yes. Ra'ashath is the beginning. Ba is in. Bara'ashath. All right.
Ra'ash also head.
Ra'ash is head. Let me see if that connects to this. It would make sense. Let's see if we can break this down even farther. Yes, because Ra'ash, meaning head, also means first. First in order, first in rank. And so if you're the first, you can connect that to the beginning. So Ra'ash right here is the true root word of this. So now let's start putting the ancient underneath it. So it works.
I write it out first. The alphabet.
If I have a sample
The ancient alphabet?
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead. See, this is what we're doing. We're making sure that we keep the ancient alphabet fresh, even as we focused more on the Assyrian lately. So we're going to write out the alphabet just to make sure that we know this in and out.
Put it up top. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. And remember, anybody that's watching should be writing out the ancient alphabet along with the brother. Remember, the ancient alphabet tells us so much because it's a pictographical alphabet. Every letter in the ancient Hebrew alphabet is based on a thing. Every letter represents something. This I is alak, which is a cow. This is meant to represent a cow's head. The ba is bayat, which is a house or a tent. And this is a tent going into the ground here. The ga is a gamal, which is a camel. That's like a camel's hump. The da is galaf, which is door. You can see this is like the opening of a tent. This ha is hanaf, which is hana, which is as if you're gesturing to say, behold. The Y is a fish hook, the Wawa. Za is for Zion, which is a weapon. This Cha is a banner. This let me make sure I get the full word for that one right. But if you're able to remember these things, it does double duty because you're not only learning the alphabet, but you're learning a whole set of vocabulary words. The Tanaa, which is a basket. The Yad, which is for your hand. The Ka, do you remember any of these? Did you learn these?
At one point.
Do you remember? Do you remember what the Kaf is?
Oh, you mean with the
What these represent?
literals?
Yeah. Every letter in this ancient alphabet is a pictograph. It represents a thing. That is your palm. Your Kaf is your palm. This La, what does this represent?
Lamed?
Lamad is to learn, and this is like the learning stick. Mayam
Water?
was water. Nawan.
There's no one established?
This is the Sa is established. This is a root going into the ground. It's a sprout or root. And the Sa, the I is what? This is Ayun, which is I. The Pa is what? That's your Pa is your mouth. The Za is what? If it helps, at one point this was written sideways.
Oh, side.
Tazad is your side. This was an image of a man laying on his side. You can look at this like his foot is in the air. Kwam. Kwam, what are we saying? We say Kwam Yashala.
Rise.
Rise. That's an image of the sun rising in the horizon. Ra'ash. Head. Shun
Teeth.
is your teeth. And Dal
Mark
is a
across.
mark. And that is the ancient Hebrew alphabet. So now, how do we write Barahasha?
Put it underneath it, you said?
Yeah. Well, you can put it next to it. Put it right in here. Is it gonna fit? All right.
Be easier for me. That's right.
Perfect. Barash Yaf. Now, Exodus. Excellent. Now, can we break this word down? What is Shamuath? You recognize anything in here that you could isolate? What is Shem? What is your Shem?
Name.
Name. Shemawath is names. The beginning of Exodus is Wa'Allah Shemawath Banya Yasha'ala. And these are the names of the sons of Israel. Shemawath is names. Okay. Okay, what is that word? The name, book of Leviticus is And He Called. Because the book of Leviticus begins Wayakara al Mashah, and he called to Moses. Para is the root word here, called. And of course, we know Wa at the beginning of the word means what? And the Ya at the beginning of the word typically is saying he, and he called. What does that word say?
This numbers?
Yes. Well, what's the word in Hebrew?
Bama Dabar.
Ba Madabar. You recognize any part of this word?
Dabar.
What does that mean?
Speak.
Speak. Now, what it means, what it also means in this case is desert or wilderness. Because the first word, the beginning of Numbers is Wayadabar Yahweh al Mashah, which is and the Most High said to Moses, Ba Dabar, which is in the wilderness, Sayanya of Sinai. So this here is in the wilderness or the desert. And that's another great example of how words in Hebrew are built onto root words, just like we saw earlier, where Ra'ash became Ra'ashiyah, which is beginning, became Bara'ashah, which is in the beginning. The bar is speech or speak. Madabar is wilderness or desert. How that happened, I don't know. But this is the root word that formed Madabar. And then Ba Madabar is in the wilderness or in the desert. So now we have, what is this word here in Hebrew?
The bar yam.
Okay, now what do you think this word means
Deuteronomy.
in Hebrew? What?
The bar, speak plural. Speak to.
Words. And this is Deuteronomy. The beginning of Deuteronomy is Allah Hadabari, Ashar Dabar Mashah. These are the words which Moses spoke. So the word for Deuteronomy in Hebrew is words, Dabar Yum.
Awashai.
You should recognize that. This is Joshua's name in the Hebrew. Of course, he was not the only Joshua, but this is the first Joshua who rocked with Moses. This is Yahweh Shai in the Assyrian and in the ancient. Good job. Continue. Excellent. Now, what is this word?
Shawahat yam.
Show a pop. Do you recognize any component of this word? Shalom to everybody in the chat.
Well, the yam, plural.
The yum is plural. Show a pop.
Judge.
Yes, Shapat is judge. Shoapakim. This is the book of Judges. What is this?
Shama Wa'al. One.
Shmuel Aleph. This is the first and second book of Samuel. Continue. Did we skip the book of Ruth?
Doesn't have it in this order. I see Ruth in this order.
Slide.
Is there another?
Yeah, keep going.
Steve King.
Yeah, but I think
Down here.
we missed Ruth right there.
Is there a different order in this?
Yes, keep going like that. We'll come back and we won't forget our sister Ruth. Don't worry.
Shalakayam. One.
Say that again.
Malakayam.
Malakim, which is, what is Malak?
Okay.
Malak is king. So Malakim is kings. Malakim Malakim Ba. First and second book of Kings. Now let's see. What else have we not? Do we break down the meaning of Shema Allah?
Is that the name, Samuel?
Yes. Do you know what this name means in the Hebrew?
Allah is to God. The name of God.
Of course. Now, according to Strong's, this can be used that way, but it's also, do you recognize another word that begins like this, with a Shah and a Ma?
Shama. Names.
Another word besides names that begins with Shah and Ma. Common word. What is that word? Now you're just making fun of my handwriting.
What letter is that last one?
It's an I.
Shamai.
Shema. What does Shema mean? Shema means hear. Shema Allah is heard of the Most High. What else have we not? We know what the name Yahushua means, correct? It's a crucial name. You should know what this name means.
Salvation.
Salvation. Excellent. Continue.
Are we missing Ruth, or is there another?
Oh, Ruth. You can't forget our sister Ruth. Ruth is, that's all right. It'll probably come up in a different spot.
Here it is in the writings.
Okay.
So is this not in order, I guess?
That's not in the same order. That's all right. We'll rock with it. We'll go with it as it comes. Put it up in that order. Say that in Hebrew.
Rawath.
Rawath. That is the name of Ruth, which is a word that means friendship. Rawath. Now, on to this side, let's pick it up with First and Second Chronicles. The book of Chronicles, I think Chronicles is a word that we take for granted a lot in English. Not too many people use or are familiar with the word chronicle. According to Merriam-Webster, a chronicle is a historical account of events arranged in order of time. And in the Hebrew, the name of this book is essentially a poetic sounding way of saying just that. So we're going to let this brother write it up on the board. Excellent. What does that say in Hebrew?
The bar, yeah, ayama.
The Barya Hayumim. Now, what can we take from this? What can we break down out of this?
The bars.
The bars what?
Speak.
What else?
Yum, yum, yum.
What is that?
Days.
Days. This is words of the days. Excellent. The Barya Hayumim. And that's what these books are. These books are chronicles of the many incredible events that went on in these ancient times. Now what's next? The book of Ezra. Let's find out what the book of Ezra is in Hebrew.
It's a ra.
Go ahead, write it down. And this is a heavy book, an incredible time in the history of our nation. And of course, when we go to the Apocrypha and read from Esdras, Esdras is just the Hellenized spelling of Ezra. So this is a major, major figure. This is an important brother throughout the scripture. And this is his name in the Hebrew, Izra'ah. And what it means is help. You got Nehemiah?
I didn't know which one you wanted next.
Nehemiah.
Nehemiah.
another important brother around that time. One of several times throughout the scriptures where we had to reclaim our culture after a captivity. And this book begins the Barya Nehemiah, the words of Nehemiah. And this is the brother's name in the Hebrew.
Kakamaya.
Excellent. Nehemiah means the Most High comforts. Of course, how would we break that down? What would we isolate in this word?
Get the ya. And the come.
The come is comfort. What's next? Do you have Esther?
Esther. Esther. Asathar.
This is Esther. Now, this was Esther is a book that, of course, took place in captivity, right? So this is a word that means star, but this does not come from our language and our culture. Esther had a name of her culture, and it was Hadassah. Write that up there as well.
Hadassah.
Hadassah. A ha, a da, a sa, and a ha. This Hadassah is the word for myrtle. This sister was named after the beautiful myrtle plant. Now to Job.
Yawab.
Iowa. You can get that out of the way. Now, the etymology of Job's name is rough. We all know the story of Job. This is one of the oldest books in the scriptures. And Job's name, as soon as the brother writes it down, we'll go over it. Job's name means hated. Because Job had to go through some rough things. But of course, we know that he was rewarded for taking it. But for a time in his life, Job felt like he was hated. Book of Psalms.
So, Y'all, Yum.
The Harlem, which is, do we know what that means? Write it down, we'll break it down. The Hayalium is praising, which is based around this root word, halal. Halal is the word for praise. The Hayalium is praises. Book of Proverbs.
Shaya.
Yep. Now, the book of Proverbs is another book where the Hebrew name is taken from the first word in the book. The first word in this book is Mashalia. Mashalia Shalomah Bandawada Malak Yasha'ala. The Proverbs of Solomon, the son of David, king of Israel. Mashal is a proverb. It's a wise saying. Simple. No translation. That is the word for proverb. Ecclesiastes.
Quahalath.
Kohaleth. This is another heavy book full of non-stop wisdom. Kohaleth, which is the teacher. Often translated as the preacher. Means the same thing. This is a brother who was breaking down some knowledge. Kohaleth. And that is the book of Ecclesiastes.
So Ecclesiastes is the person's name.
Ecclesiastes is a title.
It's a title.
The person did not give his name within the book. The only thing that the only identity given in the book of Ecclesiastes is that he was a king of Israel and a son of David.
If I'm not mistaken, Ecclesiastes is written by Solomon. I'll double check.
As I was asking about that last week, so I was going to. And here we are, from Genesis to Ecclesiastes, the names of every book in Hebrew. Barashia, which is in the beginning. Shemuath, which means names. Wayakara, which means and he called. Bama Dabar, which means in the wilderness or in the desert. Dabari, which means words. Yahushai, which is Joshua's name in the Hebrew. Shoapatnim, which is judges. Shemawa Allah, which is 1st and 2nd Samuel. Malakim, which is 1st and 2nd Kings. Shemawa Allah I, Shemawa Allah Ba, Malakim A, Malakim Ba. Rawath, which is the book of Ruth. The Baria Hayomyim, which is Words of the Days, which is the book of 1st and 2nd Chronicles. Isaiah, which is Ezra. Nehemiah, which is Nehemiah's name. Astar, which is Esther's name. Ayawab, which is Joel's name. Sahayalim, which is Praises, which is the book of Psalms. Because this is a book of praises to the Most High. The word praises comes up many, many times throughout the book of Psalms. Mashalia, which is the Hebrew word for proverbs. Mashal is proverb. And Kohaleth, which is the teacher, which is the brother who wrote Ecclesiastes. Wipe it off. On to the next. You got pictures, right? Excellent. It's a lot of pictures. What's up? That's excellent work. That's excellent work. This is beautiful work that we got going on up here at headquarters.
Yeah, right.
And we got 18 books to go. We got 30 minutes and 18 books to go. We're going to learn every book in the Old Testament. And next up is the Song of Songs, the Song of Solomon. This book begins Shayar HaShayarim, Song of the Songs, Ashar Lashawan, which is Solomon's.
Oh, why did I do that?
That's all good. Good. Wipe away your reference. Now you're going to have to remember. And then we've got several prophets. We've got a lot of names. So we're going to break down what all these names mean. These are mighty men of old times, men who the Lord gave the words that will be preserved to this day for us to draw wisdom from, for us to learn our history from. And we're stressing this today because we have not been giving enough attention lately to the ancient Hebrew script, our culture. And it's a beautiful thing. And everybody out there should be practicing, should be making sure that you're fresh on both of these alphabets. And if you're not yet, bust out pen and paper and get there. And it's this simple. Look at this brother knocking it out on the board. Anybody watching should be doing exactly the same thing. What's the A?
Allah.
Allah, which is
Cap.
Ba. Baya, which is tent going into the ground. Ga.
Gamo.
Gamal, which is like a camera or something. Da.
Door.
The Laf, which is a door, an opening. Ha.
Nah.
Ana, behold. Wa. It's the Wawa because it is a what?
Oh, the hook.
It's a fish hook. Za.
Zion.
Zayan, which is a what?
Weapon.
Ka.
Fence.
Ta.
Basket. Oh, I screwed up there.
Sorry. What do you got there?
It's Kawama for fence.
Oh, mas, a lot. And the yah is what? This is your yad, your hand. And the ka is what? Kap, which is your palm. La.
Lamad.
Lamad, which is the learn, which is this represents like a learning stick, like a cane that you're gonna get beat with if you don't learn well enough. Ma is what?
Water.
Water, my young. And na is what? Na? What does this look like?
Hook.
This is no one, which is a sprout going into the
I
ground.
always get
Sa. This is samak, which is a flag, or which is established because you establish something by putting your flag in the ground. I is what?
eye.
Ayun, which is your eye. Pa is what? How's your mouth? Tazad is
Side.
side. Kwam,
Rise.
rise. Ra, Ra'ash is your head. Shah,
Teeth.
shun is your teeth. And Tha
Mark.
is mark. Now, Song of Solomon. At 27 minutes for 18 more books. We got this. This is what we do up here. We learn and we move. We move and we learn.
Songs?
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah. So again, if you open your Bible, if you open your Tanakh up to the Song of Solomon, the first verse is Shayar HaShayar Ashar LaShalamah. Shayar HaShayarim is Song of the Songs. Ashar LaShalamah, which is Solomon's. Excellent. Now Isaiah, or in the ancient. Shayar HaShayar. Excellent. Now Isaiah.
Yasha'aya.
Perfect. In the ancient. Yeshai, which means we recognize anything in here. Recognize that Shai?
No.
So Isaiah's name means the Most High has saved. It is in the ancient as well. Excellent job. Yeshaya.
So where's the saved? The shy and saved?
Yes.
That's what.
Jeremiah.
Yeah.
And Jeremiah's name based on Rawam, which is the root word that forms this, which is to raise up or appoint or exalt. The Lord has raised up is Jeremiah's name in the Hebrew. Yaramiyah. Yaramiyah. Now to Lamentations, which is a book where the prophet Jeremiah was lamenting the state of Israel that he saw in front of him, which is what we do every time you look out this door. And if you're not doing it, I don't know what you're seeing out there. And this is another book that goes by the first word. This is Ayakah, which just means how. The whole book of Lamentations is Jeremiah lamenting, how is my people in this state? Ayakah means how. Ezekiel.
Yakatakwa'al.
Yahzakwa'al. You recognize anything in that word so far?
Allah.
Okay.
Most High.
That's the Most High's name. Anything else? One word that you'll hear often is
Taqwa.
Kazak, is strong or strength. In this context, Yah Kazak is the Most High strength. Excellent. Now the book of Daniel. Yah Kazak Allah, Yah Kazak.
Zon Ya'al.
Book of the prophet Dunya Allah. And this comes all the way from the word Dayan, which is to judge. Dunya Allah is the Lord judges. Because when you go back to Genesis, the 30th chapter, this is based on the tribe of Dan. When Rachel had a child, she said, God hath judged me. And therefore she called the son's name Dan. Hosea.
Hawashai.
Al-Shai. Does that sound familiar?
I think we covered it last time. Shy.
Perfect. This is the book of Hosea, whose name is Hawashai, which is salvation. Hawashai, Hawashai. Joel.
So Yahawashai. We just have the extra
All right, perfect.
Now, what usually happens when we see a Yah in front of a word?
It's his.
Well, he. More specifically, if we see Wyatt the bar is saying that he and he spoke. So Yahweh Shai is saying he is salvation.
Choose the next one, sir.
Joel.
Joel. Yahweh Allah.
Yahweh Allah. Excellent. Yahweh Allah. Now, what can you break down from that?
Allah.
Right? Anything else? This is a contraction essentially to say Yahweh is the power. It's all contracted down into Yahweh Allah. And that's Joel's name. Yahweh Allah, Yahweh. Amos.
I am a was.
Excellent. Imwas, which comes from the root Imos, which is a load. So Imwas, or Amos's name, is burden. Because Amos was a prophet that had a heavy burden to bring to the people. Obadiah.
Ibadiah.
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 Excellent. Ibad is to work or serve. Abadia is servant of the Most High. Jonah.
Yawana.
Excellent. Yahweh. This word Yahweh is simply the Hebrew word for dove. And dove in the Hebrew is the same bird, it's the same family as a pigeon. And the Most High's favorite bird is the dove. So if you think about that next time you talk bad about all the pigeons in the city, Micah.
Mayaka.
Mayaka, which means who is like the Most High. Book of Nahum.
Nakawama.
And you remember what this word Nakawam, we went over this root word earlier. Come. This is comfort. Nakawam means comfort. Habakkuk.
Abakwawa. Abakwawa.
We got 4 minutes and 5 books.
That's a ka. Just want to see it. Kabakwawa.
Got it? Excellent. Abakawat, which means embrace. Zephaniah.
Tazapanya.
Tazapunya. Excellent. Tazapun is the word for treasure or something that you hide. So this is saying that the Lord, this is the treasure of the Lord. That's Zephaniah's name, Tazapunya. Haggai.
Kagaya.
Kagya. This is Haggai's name, and it means festive because Kag is the word for feast. Zechariah.
Sakaraya.
Zakar, based on that word Zakar, which is to remember. So this is saying the Most High remembers. Zakar, Malachi.
Kaya.
Can you guess what this word means? Malachi. Malachia. 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 Do we know what this word means? We've seen the word malach in the scriptures a lot lately. Malach is the word for angel because it literally means messenger. And the angels are the messengers of the Most High. In this case, malachia, my messenger. And just like that, we have covered the Hebrew word for every book in the Old Testament. Because that's how we get down. So we do work, and that's how we learn and take back our language up here at the headquarters of the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. And with that, I pass the class over to Priest Officer 5000 Yatazar.
Clap it up for the class. I'm gonna give y'all another minute. Make sure y'all take a screenshot of this. You know, this is heavy work. Preaching Officer Ishaya Allah is doing here. Make sure you take a screenshot of this. I got 5 more seconds. 1 and done. All right. ISUPK security announcement. We are the ISUPK, started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After the 6 months period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, Numbers 18 and 21, Malachi chapter 3, verse 8 to 10. Ma'ashara, which means 10th in the Hebrew. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the Treasury Department a teacher, priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming Holy Convocation, we have Feast of Purim, which is coming up. It is not a high holy day. However, it is one of 2 feasts that we observe every year out of our Hebrew calendar. It's going to fall on, what was that, Wednesday, the 22nd and 23rd? Or 23rd and 24th? Wednesday and Thursday, if I'm not mistaken. Double check that for me. For the month of February, which is coming up. All right, quickly. Akia, make sure you check the bulletin board in your in the hallway of your school. And if any brother Salakia, any Akia want to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black, boots, shirt, pants, headband. All right. Any sister who wants to be a sister in the school, contact the camp leader in your zone. What's that date?
Thursday the 22nd and Friday the 23rd.
That's right. The 22nd and the 23rd of February, we will be observing the Feast of Purim. All right. With that, men of Israel, I imagine, which means to stand. I imagine Shabbat. I imagine Barak. Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushua Barakatam. To the sisters, Yahweh Shema Alatam Ba'Hashem Yahushua. Yajimata, dismiss. You.